If one of these tapes happens to be a grandma who has recorded episodes of Bob Ross,
right,
you win the day. If that just happens to happen,
would that be
an
great?
amazing coincidence.
Wouldn't that be great? One of these could be like a home movie from one of your home movies.
It's possible.
We don't know anything. So I'm gonna go kind of right in this. Did it have front titles? No.
Oh God. The first tape is
Blackstreet Boys.
I'm done. I'm done.
What's the Blackstreet Boys?
That's not what you come to. I mean, say that.
So is this supposed to be like, whoever's watching this, they're under the assumption that you know who these people are?
no. This is a tape introducing themselves.
But they're doing a bad job of it.
Yeah, they're doing their best. It's
That could be.
This is they do their comedy shows
Yeah.
and they sell their tapes afterwards.
I think this is more for getting gigs.
Pay $1,500 to $2,000 a week. No time is dancing. I mean, yeah. All right, buddy, goes up. I don't know if there's a mistype or something, but we can go check it out. Let's check it out. Let's go see. Let's go see that.
See, I don't know if this is like a skit in context with the video.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
A clip from a short film they did years ago, or what it is.
I think they paid a homeless guy to hold up a sign for them.
Yeah, he's a real homeless guy.
Yeah.
I think that is a real homeless guy.
Well, that was a success. Our first pick.
I remember when we used to watch movies and not just whatever random crap.
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate, but this is the way it has to be. Are you ready to pick our next tape, Rich?
But like you insisted on doing this, we have plenty of movies to watch.
I figured we had too many movies.
We can watch some of the movies.
No, I think it's better if we watch random unmarked tapes, and our audience would enjoy that more as well. Ready to pick the next VHS tape, Rich?
I guess.
Not that one.
Oh God,
Not that one.
it's gonna be a snuff film, isn't it?
Oh, it has a label. Oh God. God. Oh no. Oh God.
Tom Beveridge Customization Seminar.
What's the year?
From 1998.
Now, is it about beverages or
I think his name is just Beveridge.
is it like customized beverages? I'm really confused. All right, Rich.
Why?
It's time to watch Don Beverage's customization seminar.
We almost watched Crips today. We could have been watching Crips right now.
Quit complaining. 3 hours and 42 minutes.
So, whatever you want to do with this episode. And he specifically, he went out of his way. He said he wanted to make us suffer. And it's just like he wanted to take everyone else down with him. This is Mike's 9/11.
So I don't know what the issue is here. I don't know why you need to talk about it for 3 days. Clean it up. Watch. Told you I've been consulting with Burger King for a long time. Okay, I dropped that in just for this presentation for one. I went out for crying out loud. We've been on all the members of the restaurant. I said, sir, do you know we spent $42 million? Yeah. Do you know that people are pouring through that damn restaurant? I said, yeah. Do you know that 70% of the time the Whopper's served cold? Yeah. Tell the crew to push the Whopper button.
Tell the crew to push the Whopper button.
You gotta
You
keep.
got a Whopper button, you gotta push it or else your Whopper's cold.
This is Don Beverage.
It's Don Beverage.
You gotta push the Whopper button. That's a t-shirt. You gotta push the Whopper button.
That's a great idea. I'm gonna put that in a t-shirt. We'll sell it with the Whoppers.
You got to be proactively going. By the way, I'll never forget Manny Garcia.
Almost forgot it.
That was a system malfunction. It's like a robot malfunction.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
You rebooted.
Don Beverage, world's first secret android.
90% of all their printed literature dealing with what they perceive to be decay are a deficiency of knowledge. No company has ever gone.
DKEY minus the sum value of X multiplied by FUBU. Remember that, FUBU.
Well, Don Beverage sure does know how to throw a customization seminar. How many times have I said that before?
So we gotta do a third one.
Yes,
Right.
typically we do 3. I was thinking of 6, but we'll stick to format.
The first 2 were short. We could do way more. We could
do them all.
continue to watch all of these if we really wanted to.
That's not a bad idea.
We could leave.
We could leave.
All right, we'll do one more.
Okay.
That's your pick, Jay, and your instinct says pick from the middle, but nobody. has picked
No.
one.
I was going to pick this one, I think, because it is in a case. It's the only one in a case, which makes it special. So maybe the contents of the tape are also special.
Let's see.
Is there a front thing? No, there isn't. Okay. So this adds an extra layer. First I have to
So much
dramatically pull it out, and now I have to dramatically pull it out of the case.
It's like opening a Wonka bar. Oh my god. What does it say? What does it say?
Plymouth International Ice Spectacular.
Oh, the word spectacular is in the title.
It's another short one, though. So we got that one, which is good.
Let's go watch Plymouth International Ice Spectacular.
All right, I'll meet you. I'll meet you over there.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't run away! Don't get back here! You fuckers! You fuckers! I got your car keys! I've got your car keys, you fuck! You think you can escape from me? Where do you think you're going?
Planning for this highly organized ice spectacular begins.
They're looking for sponsors.
Yeah. It should be hosted by Don Beverage.
Sanitary facility.
Sanitary facility.
SMPST.
Concession stand.
Oh, it keeps going.
SMPTVCBBSIYG.
Take that home with you. Get your name on a toilet. Get your name on some Band-Aids.
The national reputation of this event, the media attention it generates, the enthusiasm of the townspeople, and the throngs of people attracted by the unique nature of this outstanding ice spectacular make it particularly valuable to sponsors like you. At the professional level, prizes include cash, tools, and trips. A grand prize is awarded to the first place winner. The student and professional competitors also select a car
That's staged.
and a cash prize is awarded. The awards are
That's
presented.
staged.
to show them like dining outdoors with the snow.
The whole thing have to be outdoors.
As the Ice Spectacular continues to grow, it attracts nationally and internationally renowned ice sculptors. You can be a part of what has become an international event. We are now, officially, the Plymouth International Ice Spectacular.
It says it was canceled a year later.
Oh, I think that's the end now. We should point out, like, I guess you kind of did in the opening, but this is true, is that we've had these tapes sitting on that shelf for a while. And I think the whole idea was, like, these don't have cases, these don't have labels, we're just going to stick them here and we'll do something with them.
Yes.
Cut to 3 years later.
We forgot what they were.
Enough time has passed where we forgot what any of them were.
And the true test of figuring out what they are is not just to look at the sticker and throw it in the garbage, which is what we probably
should have done that.
But it's to physically watch them and record ourselves watching them and turning it into a show that you, the viewer, must endure. I mean, watch and enjoy.
Our first tape is
Jay
Black.
took control. I was gonna do it.
Everybody wants to do it every episode.
What's
now.
our first tape,
But
Jay?
you were all rambling so much that I just did it. Blackstreet Boys is our first tape. Jack, Blackstreet Boys.
Oh my
What is it? What is this tape about?
Man.
By the way, preemptive, you're welcome for having Backstreet Boys music stuck in your head for the rest of the day.
And hit it. Just enough not to get flagged by YouTube.
Blackstreet Boys, aka To the Crowd. It has booking information on the front of the VHS, which I'm sure has been blurred out. Maybe, I don't know.
Do you think they're still desperately clinging to their AOL email address?
We don't know.
We can't aim them anymore. AIM is dead.
Well, let's send a test email just to make sure it's an active account still. And go. Oh, the email got bounced back.
Oh, okay, it's inactive. So it has booking information, so we can only assume this is a demo reel of some sort of variety act that features dancing, stand-up comedy, some sketches, but it's like a 3-hour demo reel. It's just way too much.
Hey, what you wearing, girl? I'm naked. What you tell? What? Oh, this is a dude. I'm sorry. Is that your husband? What's wrong with you? In Montreal, we ran into a gang. A little bit of violence, gang, but a gang. They were extra nice. What was they called? The bunny rabbits. That's right, yeah. Yeah, man, they gave us the key.
I'm done.
Normally, a demo reel for an actor would be like, here's 5 or 6 different projects I was on, a student film, a little bit part in CSI Miami, where I played like a homeless person on a bench.
Or Dead Body. That's
Dead
the
Body,
best. You know
yeah.
what Daisy Ridley did before Star Wars? She was like a dead cadaver.
Lots of different projects that actor or actress has been in, and it's 3 minutes tops. You do the best stuff up front. You kind of trail out with your crap, your student films, and then at the end you show your headshot and your contact info. 3 minutes, maybe 2. If it's really good, 1. Get in, you get out. But these guys had a little storyline going on, and the production quality was all over the map. The only thing that was legitimate was a TV show on Nickelodeon from the early 90s, which only Jay remembers fondly.
Nobody remembers the show, but it was called Roundhouse. And the first time we see them dancing, I was like, that looks like the set to Roundhouse.
You were right.
And then it turns out it was actually Roundhouse. I was just thinking it looked similar, but it's so much higher production level than the rest of the video.
Well, don't forget about the other little bit with high production quality where the nurse was so hot that she made the dead bodies get up.
Oh, yeah. With a cameo appearance, we decided it's Charlize Theron because she refused to show her face out of embarrassment. So we're like, that's probably a big name actress now.
Turns out it was. We looked it up on IMDb.
we've had other jobs that were so successful. I mean, we did one job, it was the hospital guinea pigs. Let me take you there.
No.
Okay, so
Oh God.
this camera work is better.
Yeah.
I got short face.
Nope. Oh. Whoa! Oh, this is for a thing. This is for like a TV show.
This is a little more produced.
This is better produced, yeah.
She does not want to show her face.
So bad stand-up comedy, bad sketches, good dancing.
Racist stand-up comedy.
Oh yes, yes. They have all sorts of colorful characters that they do on stage.
I tell you what, I know the policy staff.
These videos are supposed to be short.
Hello, how you doing today? Would you like a bite with that?
I just walked in.
Would you like a bite with that?
Oh. No, I believe that's supposed to be
That's Indian, yeah.
That's me and everything, because you people come in all the time giving me a hard time.
But if I were to say positive, they have incredible dancing talent.
Yes, they're very good.
And I say if this was 1992, and I could tell them the message, focus on the dancing. And then their like live performance stuff, where he was riding around on like a little tiny tricycle, and they're trying to do like
That was when you realized that they were desperate.
it
We'll
smelled-
try anything.
It smelled of desperation. They're at like the state fair in Ottawa, Canada. And there's just a whole bunch of white people, and they're like, "You ain't never seen black people from Compton," and there's like, "Oh, wee wee." They're like confused Canadians, and they're like,
Everything's wrong.
"Stick to the dancing."
So here's the depression thing. Here's what's going on here.
It's just one depressing.
It's like a slow fall. It was videotaped. It's like the House of Usher, where it just collapses over time because we see a date in this. When they're doing the street performing, it's 2002.
Yes.
And I can't believe it looks like it's from the early 90s. But it's 2002. We know that the nice-looking dancing, that's a show that aired in the early 90s.
was Roundhouse. Yeah.
And that stuff looked really nice.
Yeah.
So what we see here is, early on, nice production value, good dancing, TV show. Then we're into the TV show. We're in some student films now. You know, well, student films now. Now we're doing a shitty stand-up.
Right.
Oh, now we can't get booked in any clubs. Now we're just on the fucking street.
The height of their success, they look like they're between 16 and 18, and the low point of their success, they're 25 to 30, and they're street hustling Canadians. And it's like, ooh, I don't want to book these guys. And that's not the reaction you want from a demo.
To be fair, I can't imagine there's much upward movement in the world of b-boy dancing.
To be state fair
Shit, dog.
in Ottawa.
Are you ready? Here we go. For the good stuff, now this is the uncut version. Oh, right in your face. Just got a Compton, LA. Hardcore. Just in your face, NWA style. Hey, what? Hey, what? Hey. Look at you, mother baby. You can suck my baby, you stupid bitch. I'll slap the baby out of you, dumb mother baby. I'll bite your nose off like Mike Tyson, you stupid mother baby. Shut the baby up. I got
Just dance. This is like embarrassing. So moving on, the next tape that I watched in this horrible failure nightmare experience was Don Beveridge, 5/1/98, customerization seminar. Is that a word? That must be a word. I trust Don Beveridge. He's a man of confidence, that Don Beveridge. He's a fucking lunatic.
He's a confidence man, is what you're saying?
He's a confidence man.
Yes.
But Rich, tell us about Don Beveridge.
Don Beveridge is, I'm not sure if he's a con man or a weirdo. He's both.
He's both.
He's some kind of corporate shill guy who does nonsense motivational speaking for like low-level managers
Yes.
for coffee franchises.
Yeah. Yes, he's a very passionate man.
If you go back to that operation and execute and implement and apply QSC and F, you own the damn mark. QS quality, service, cleanliness, and friendliness. That is the business.
And he exudes friendliness.
You gotta be friendly! You gotta be friendly and friendly, you stupid motherfucker!
Tell those assholes to clean it up!
Push the Whopper button, for fuck's sake!
He looks so friendly there. I think you had pointed out that it feels like he's doing the motivational speaking in an environment where he should be giving advice about how to run your business and be successful. It's like a weird contradiction.
You cannot sustain a competitive advantage in product or price. And the businesses that fail, and the people that fail,
Is a doctor gonna like walk in front of a screen and start talking about the symptoms of some kind of cognitive disorder? These are the signs.
some new benefit and some new bagel and some new ice cream.
Don Beverage's disease.
Or what if this is like a social experiment where they get these people in to watch the seminar and then they just have this guy rant about nonsense to see how long it takes them to figure it out?
But for the past 30 years, no one has figured it out. They're taking his advice, so they're just making notes still.
We've somehow become the world's leading business experts.
You're on your way out of business.
Where's the bagels? Yeah, fuck yeah, bagels!
Why does he keep talking about bagels?
I looked up Don Beverage, and he's not just a fraud. He's written about 6, 7, 8 books about business. He was I don't know if he was a CEO or he worked with many businesses at this time. So
Did he have anything to do with any companies involving bagels?
no.
We got bagels! Wow!
That's shocking.
Loves bagels.
That man loves to talk about bagels.
Bagels and Whopper buttons.
Well, we'll get to the Whopper button.
Yeah. Tell the crew to push the Whopper button.
Bagel is his word for widget, I think.
We get you into bagels. Anticipating bagels. You're ready to go. I told him we had bagels. I'm gonna give you bagels. Okay? Bagels!
He might know something about business, but it certainly isn't communicated in this video.
I think it's a fraud in the sense that I don't know what these people are getting out of the seminar as far as practical advice goes, because he doesn't seem to stay on any consistent train of thought that, oh yes, I get what you're saying.
He has 5 minutes of material that he's selling to these people in an hour-long lecture,
Yes.
basically. He's conning these poor saps.
This could have been distilled into a fucking one-page pamphlet.
We should note it takes place at the Showboat Casino Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
So we often have next to his head as he's babbling on about nonsense, Showboat. it's beautiful.
As he is sermoning to the public, let me tell you about business! Not just you can do it, you're the boss. You're responsible. You're the father to your employees, and you can do it because your product doesn't matter. You gotta have a good product, but your product doesn't matter. You see, as long as you're clean, well organized, be well organized, be a father of your people. Your product doesn't matter. Also, it's gotta be a good product.
Participative management. The problem is a deficiency of execution. Application and execution, and I'm having one hell of a time driving that home to the owners of these stores. What? You think we're gonna get smoothie? Ladies and gentlemen, the third identity is also you. It is Clark Kent. Tell me something. In what city does Clark Kent live? Come on. Metropolis. Thank God, my friend. Haagen-Dazs said Gotham City. Ladies and gentlemen, one day the bankers are banking and the tellers are telling, and 2 hooded crooks come running into the bank. They go bang, bang, bang. Teller dies underneath the table. President dies underneath the table. Crooks go bang, bang, bang. As soon as the crooks leave with the money, President comes out underneath the table. He picks up the telephone. Naturally living in Metropolis. Who does he call? Clark Kent! Clark Kent! They're robbing the bank! They're robbing the bank!
What? Why would you call Clark Kent?
Over here, my old managing reporter, Clark Kent. Picks up the telephone and says, Clark Kent here. He said, they're robbing the bank! They're robbing the bank! He says, I'll see if I can get a hold of Superman. He dashes into the nearest telephone.
He's not a comic book expert.
No, apparently.
I want to know where this analogy goes.
Them big red, and he's got them silly-looking blue tights. Now you know it's Superman because he's sitting in front of the open window, flies out the window, sees the crooks running down the street, runs the crooks, goes bang, 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 knocks the hell out of the crooks, puts them in jail. Tell me something. What are the police in that town doing? They're eating donuts.
Very good.
Hopefully.
What's he getting at?
That's what I'm waiting
They're
for.
doing it in Krispy Kreme. They're eating donuts. Ladies and gentlemen, take it home with you. Ladies, you understand? Supermen destroy businesses. Supermen destroy people. This is the man.
What is he fucking talking about?
So number one, why are they calling Clark Kent
A mild-mannered.
a mild-mannered news reporter about this problem?
Right.
I really thought the analogy was going to be that when you're the employee, you have to have like two distinct personalities that you put on for different situations.
Oh.
Right? Like you can't be the Clark Kent when you're doing the discipline. You got to be Superman when you do the discipline. But other times you got to be the Clark Kent, the mild-mannered. But no, he just wanted some rambling thing about how Superman was making lazy cops.
Cops are eating the donuts.
They're busy eating the donuts.
There are many acronyms, many analogies, many metaphors, and none of it made any sense.
I said, why? He said, we spent $42 million. The people are pouring through the damn restaurant. And we found out we got three major problems. I said, my God, what are they? He said, number one, 70% of the time the Whopper is served cold. I said, you are? Yeah. He said, I'm going to bring in all the members of the managers of the
There's too many people. Don't cook the Whoppers.
Don't push the Whopper button. But boss, you said to keep the store clean. I've been keeping the store clean. No one's.
Sometimes you gotta be a policeman.
Sometimes you gotta be Superman.
What's it mean? Execute. Take the Whoppers out of the freezer. Execute.
Rule number one in business. How does the customer see you? And my friend, if the answer is ice cream,
John Beveridge. Sounds like it's like a character on The Simpsons or something. Like,
or The Office or Parks and Rec or some kind of TV show like Don. It's Don Beveridge.
But the funny part is, whatever that character would be on any of those shows would be Don Beveridge.
That's true.
This is him. He's real.
he's beautiful. And he knows all the motions. He knows what a motivational speaker is supposed to sound like.
how does the customer see you? My friend, when those people come through that damn door and when you advertise and when you market.
Every person there went there just to hit the tables and the slot machines after it was over. We're leaving. Thanks, Don. Both bones. They lost all their money for their small business.
Here's the deed to my Dunkin' Donuts.
That was another strategy because now they have to work much harder to earn it back.
Don looks over their shoulder.
We got bagels. Wow.
So moving on to our third tape, our final tape of this Black Spine collection series, the first and last in its series,
We're gonna do it again.
was Plymouth International Ice Spectacular.
Well, this is a tape from a small town in Michigan, I think, that has an ice sculpting competition every year, and this tape is meant for corporate sponsors, so they can choose to donate money to sponsor.
Whether you choose to sponsor a specific sculpture, one of the many events during the week of the spectacular, a single sign or multiple signage in conjunction with the ice sculpture,
An event about people sculpting ice, and get some advertising in through this event. It features people sculpting ice with chainsaws. Oh, fuck it. It's time that we talk about partners.
What?
Partners?
What? Oh my God!
Yeah!
I'm throwing the whole black spine thing in the garbage.
This is now a spotlight episode.
Surprise!
We're done talking about these terrible tapes that we watched in our Black Spine edition, and we watched one of our favorite B movies of all time, a film called Partners, which is in our secret B movie vault.
Like the Disney Vault, but for terrible movies that no one should ever watch.
It's kind of like Suburban Sasquatch, a film that we've watched collectively many times before and enjoyed.
We've been sitting on this, waiting for the right moment to spring Partners on the world, just the right, perfect moment, and instead we just did it because we were too bored with the other shit we were watching.
Yeah. So do this now. You know, I don't know what I'd do without you, but no. I'm just trying to support.
Now we're focused on the void between two people. That's the center of the scene.
They're walking too fast for me.
Oh my god! Oh,
the montage.
Oh shit! The
I
drugtage.
remember this.
Okay, so how did we discover Partners?
Well, about 6 to 14 years ago, somewhere in there, someone sent us Partners. And this person claimed to have been a student of the director, who was a film professor.
The director of Partners was a film professor.
Yes.
They taught at a film school?
Yes.
About how to make movies.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the least unbelievable part of the story. And the director talked up the film quite a bit. He referenced Heat as a film that's an equivalency of Partners.
Well, this is the amazing thing. In rewatching it tonight, in preparation for this discussion, there were so many things that I either forgot about or didn't remember or didn't see like I don't know if we watched this all the way through too many times.
We have.
I think the first time too we were just shell shocked.
Maybe.
Because you see the like a 180 degree roll being like just blatantly violated 5 times in a row, and you're so shocked from that
It's violated in a way where you have to wonder if it's intentional. Like, is this a guy like, I'm gonna break all the rules as a filmmaker?
I'm fucking dead tired. And all you want to talk about is the same shit that we always fight about.
You know what your daughter asked me to do?
they're crossing the line.
Oh, they're crossing the 180 line.
Oh, sure.
And it's very upsetting. And his,
Oh my god, now he changed positions completely.
oh my. They cut back and he's doing a headstand.
Fuck you.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Hey, by the way, he got up. Don't worry about it.
Wasn't he on that
He
couch?
got up from the far side of the couch, but somehow appeared on the other
He
side.
walked around the room for some reason. Time travel.
Well, this is the thing, is like, now we've established that we think the movie's bad, we've enjoyed it over the years. This is the point where we would normally say, so let's talk about the story. But I have no idea what the fuck this movie's about. It's a cop movie, and that's it.
I think I know what it's about.
Your head's gonna twist all the way around.
You should be like a politician with that kind. I think I'm gonna pass a bill.
All right, there's a new hipster crime lord in town, and he wants to take over from the old crime lords, and so he has them murdered, and now he's the new big crime lord, and so the cops try to take him down, and then they do,
And then they realized
and
the
then they
movie was
realize
too
the
short.
movie's too short. So now, oh no, wait, there was a guy who was behind him who was the real crime lord, and then he's murdered off camera by the hipster crime lord, who actually isn't dead, even though we saw him get shot.
Because the movie was too short. And
Because
so
the
they
movie
made
was
more
too
scenes.
short.
No, because he hired his own EMT, an ambulance driver.
Johnny!
What? Who?
Johnny!
He's still alive?
Hey, Jen!
Skin? Fuck.
What's the matter? Never seen a ghost before?
How are you?
How am I still alive? It's a funny story. You know, you never can trust anybody these days, can you?
Can
That's
you?
why I hired my own EMT ambulance to get me out of here.
How does that make any sense?
They covered up his death. He was either planning to get shot, because why would you hire an EMT in an ambulance?
That's some pre-planning. That's how you get to be a hipster drug
I
dealer.
hope to God when the cops try to fatally shoot me, they only shoot me through right here instead of my heart or the brain. Something that an EMT could easily repair that I've paid for.
Or I really hope that they don't like not shoot me and just like tackle me, because then
Or
they'll
can
take
arrest
me.
me, yeah.
They'll just take me to jail, and my whole ambulance plan will be for
Yes.
nothing.
Yeah.
If they
It
don't
almost
shoot.
seems like they made that up
As an excuse to have more movie happen.
after they decided they needed more movies.
Oh, and he killed Johnny Chaos off camera.
How do I know I can trust you now that Peshkin's gone?
Fuck Passion. I'm the backbone of this operation. Going in and out.
Oh yeah! We have this big shootout with Johnny Chaos. Johnny Chaos gets away, and then we cut to the next scene, and hipster drug dealers is like, oh yeah, I just shot him.
I don't even think we should bother talking about the plot.
Alright, well let's talk about how the movie starts. Let's start at the beginning. Let's start with the opening credit sequence.
Yes, yes.
Do you love Miami Vice?
Do you like Michael Mann?
And so he has his detectives, who we don't even know are detectives at this point. As far as we know, there's just two dudes driving a car.
I like the fist bump.
And they do like the fist bump. They
Randomly
also,
after moments of awkward silence. They're just sitting there in silence, and then just out of nowhere,
You need another fist for that.
Are you saying you have a problem with that? We just did it.
but you were motivated to do it by the discussion.
It just,
Oh, it's
hap-
unrelated?
it just happens every now and then.
Oh, okay.
if you just don't talk for like 5 minutes straight, you gotta do something with your fists.
Or else it's super gay.
Yeah.
I've never driven around with just a dude for more than like 10 minutes without occasionally going like that. Or else it's so homo.
So how about the credits themselves? We're talking about.
Just the titles on the computer.
This is the first thing that's just wrong.
Well, everything's out of order.
Everything's out of order and everything's off center.
Yeah. Well, no, it's centered if you only have one line of text. When it's just like the actors' names, it's centered. But when it gets to like, director of photography will be right in the center, and then the actual name of the guy is below it, because I guess they couldn't figure out how to make the whole thing centered.
70% of the names is the director.
Yeah, over and over in the wrong order.
2 camera angles. By the wrong order, you mean, for an audience who may not know, written and directed by or directed by. Usually it's the very last credit because it's the most important one.
You have
Comes
written
right in the middle.
produced by, directed by, or like the last 3 credits. Generally, there's
Like,
some
This
variation.
was
sometimes.
written, edited, produced, directed by Peter James Iango. It right in the middle, and then it cuts to stunt choreography by so-and-so, costumes, and then it's
And
like,
then after all these crew ones, then we get introducing, and it's like an actor's name, and it's like, well, aside from that being wrong, like this is introducing all these people.
Yeah. Oh, what? What happened? Who's shooting?
They're all over the place. They're both shooting at the same person, I guess.
What?
Because they're shooting in the same direction.
Oh, this music doesn't fit also.
it's a gift that keeps on giving. It's like you see it, and I've seen this maybe 3 or 4 times now. New things every time.
Yes.
New
Yes.
things. And it's a joy.
Yeah.
Opening scene. We have cop.
Upside down badge.
Oh yeah.
That's a driving.
Okay, so now what does all that tension lead up to?
Hard cut. Something awkward.
Oh. Why even fade out then?
Oh.
Oh. What was
There's
that?
like a triple exposure, like other videos.
Please, no comment.
What do we got, Sarge?
Right now, we got this gentleman shot in the head.
This badge is upside down. The titular partners meet cop and his badge is turned after many takes and no one noticed. They go to a crime scene. We have cop guy and his partner. Bald guy.
Bald guy and nice hair?
Nice hair man. They go to a crime scene. And there's a body there. and that leads them
Behind generic caution tape.
caution tape. But
Actually, before you go too far in this.
we're in the first scene.
Exactly. You were about to leave the first scene, and part of the roller coaster that is Partners is this opening scene actually looks kind of nice. There's some nice like brownstone buildings in the background. It almost looks like an episode of CSI New York.
Yeah.
A little video-y, but
Sure,
yeah.
but I think there might even be a dog.
There is a dog. Yeah, there's a dog.
There's some production value.
a little glowing orange glow to the image. It looks nice.
It looks nice. And so after the baffling credit sequence, it's like, oh, this might actually be a real movie. But
Then they start speaking.
I'm Detective Christopher Perez, and this is my partner, Detective Steve Clarkson. Any idea why you were just a target of a drive-by?
after he pokes the guy with his pen, they go to the police station, aka my dentist's office, and talk about their next move.
This is like, you know, in like old detective movies when they go to the nightclub and but this is modern times, so it doesn't make any sense. But they've seen this in movies, so they put it in their movie.
We get to the first, I'm going to say like, the first scene, the first sequence where we knew that this was something very special.
The drive-by shooting.
The drive-by shooting sequence, of course, because Sunshine, whatever her name is, had a relationship with the dead guy. We think, because it's all, you know, very muddled. But, so the cops take her out to the front porch of this bar, which...
All classy bars have a front porch that looks like a house porch.
All the time. And as soon as they got out there, the second they get out there, there is a drive-by shooting.
Oh no!
What? Look out!
How are you? What is going on?
I'm Detective Christopher Perez.
What?
This is my partner.
You just got shot at! Why are you so calm?
It happens every night, Rich.
Well, the awkward editing around it, too, where you don't know who's shooting at what, and then it's just over, and everybody acts like it never happened. Our cops don't run out. Did you get the license plate? Call for backup. No, just they shoot back a couple times. Okay, so what
anyway.
You know this man?
Oh my God, Peter! What happened to him?
So that's what we're trying to figure out. Were you two seeing each other?
And to be fair, like there's even so much just in the drive-by scene because I am 99% sure that the cop shoots first. I am sure the cop shoots before we even, as an audience, know that the person in a truck has a gun. And so, why is the cop shooting at this car? Oh, wait, the car is shooting back. Was that self-defense, or are they shooting at the girl? Other cop dives on the girl, and then everyone gets up and goes, what was that about?
It's bad editing, and that's what it is, because, before we forget about one other magical moment among millions, there's the assassination scene of the two Italian guys.
I want it done today. Understand? I want it done today. I want that motherfucking kill today. Now. Today. What? No, not Gallo.
He shot himself.
Who's shooting who?
He starts shooting his gun. He shoots one of the mobsters. The gun stops. One of the assassination targets takes out his gun, fires it, and then shoots himself in the chest. And then they never show the other guy shooting again.
The gunman is done shooting at that point and started running away.
He fires his gun and then shoots himself. And whether or not that was a really unfortunate ricochet, or or just terrible editing.
He bought those Australian bullets.
Boomerang! Hey, he did it! He made a successful joke. The Australian bullets. It's really good, Rich.
Okay.
Baby likes it
Yeah. Maybe don't leave all this in.
Like, that's an outtake, right?
Yeah.
That's clearly an outtake.
He's method acting.
Oh, it just kicked in.
All we want is some info. We know there's a heavy shipment of blow coming in. We need to know where and when.
But the dirty shoulder should be out of focus.
This
It should not be.
it's in focus.
It should not be focused on the guy's ear that's in the foreground.
Oh, look at how many bumps there are on the back of his ear.
Oh, he had his ear pierced in 1994. I can tell by the way that the technique was done. But listen. You're talking about. It's so in focus.
It's super in focus.
Jesus Christ. I guess you can't get anything right, huh?
Wait. You're talking about spatial relations and amount of room. I just real quickly I wanted to bring up the first interrogation scene with hipster coke dealer guy.
Oh, God.
Where their set was 4 feet of drywall and a conduit of metal, a pipe, an electrical conduit, and that's all they had to work with. And so they show the guy, and he's like, "Okay, we have 4 feet of drywall. Sit down here and say all your crazy lines, and now we're gonna get all the shots of the detectives." But they're like this.
The best part about that scene, though, is the desk lamp.
Oh yeah, this is a Space Cop comparison number 1 of at least 2, which is when you have the famous interrogation scene that all these cop movies have, and you have the overhead light that's like blaring down on everybody. But in this scene, they couldn't be bothered to do that, or they didn't know how to do that, so they just put a desk lamp and pointed it directly at his face. This is tiny little desk lamp.
Frankly, it's adorable.
The cuts between that and the extreme close-ups.
Yeah.
It's magic. Well, the corkboard scene. Now, let's talk about the famous corkboard scene, all right? And we call it the famous corkboard scene because it's the best thing that we collectively have ever seen.
Well, our reaction to it in this was mild in our screening room footage.
Yeah, because we've seen it before.
Because we've seen it a number of times.
First time we've seen this movie and we watched the famous corkboard scene, we laughed tenfold.
We might have had to pause the movie at that point.
Yeah, we definitely have a
I think I threw up from laughing so
The most important thing to remember is that this is not some type of routine operation.
Do you hear that sound effect?
Yeah, it was like a
shatter of a concert hall and then it quieted.
We're standing in the same
It's the same spot!
They're standing in the The corkboard scene starts off. It's a briefing scene, and we know this not because the camera shows us a crowd, but because we hear crowd noises obviously put in after the fact.
Not like if it's a briefing room where you have cops, not like general chatter of cops. It's like an auditorium of people making noise.
it's like a circus crowd sound effect. It's like you hear an elephant, but
Children clapping.
it's the completely wrong sound effect because they just chose the 2 guys, or the one guy.
Oh, see, we see the one guy.
Yeah, and it's like.
And he's standing in front of a corkboard with one piece of paper on it that says
Department of Buildings.
Department of Buildings.
We love this scene so much. We have the corkboard in Space Cop.
Yeah.
Space Cop!
There's a couple different scenes where we have cop with hair on the phone. It's always him, right?
It's always him.
It's always him. He's on the phone, and I guess they forgot to film the other end of the conversation, or they couldn't be bothered to.
And it means Peter didn't die for nothing either. I have to call my partner. What's going on?
Oh, no, they did it again!
No chance.
What?
Some kind of tape. You can't deal with the feds.
See, that's what you do, you cut away!
Everything.
Or you just shoot the other part of the scene.
So he talks, and then they just do a dissolve to his next line of dialogue.
Clarkson, Sunshine? Sunshine, are you okay? Okay, all right, just hang on. I'll be right